and welcome back to my channel. I realized halfway through this video I did not film an intro, so we are coming back from the dead. You could definitely make this a glam mummy if you like. I was going for more of a glam mummy, and then I got like really into it with the shadowing of like the sockets and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is gonna be the very first tutorial of a few. I don't know how many I'm gonna do on YouTube and how many I'm gonna do on IGTV, so just kind of make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can check it out if I post an IGTV video or an IGTV video tutorial like on a certain kind of Halloween look. I don't really know how many I'm doing, so yeah, if you guys want to see how to get this glam dead mummy, just keep watching. Hey guys, let's jump into it. My first Halloween video of 2019. I'm excited. So I'm starting off with brows first, and I'm using my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I believe this is in the shade 4.5. I'm going for a little bit more of a darker brow, a little bit more of a straighter brow. I kind of fill them in very intense, but this is totally up to you. Editing this video, I kind of thought like, do you think mummies would still kind of have hair? But I'm not too sure. Maybe I should have researched that before I did this. But I'm just doing my brows as I normally would, just deepening my pressure. So once I'm done with my brows, I'm going in with my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Almond to go ahead and prime my lids and just pat it out with my fingers. And to start off with my eyes, this is going to be my base. So this is the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick, and this is in the shade Smoke, which is so beautiful. It's a really nice, creamy, intense black shade. It has some shimmer in it, so don't be alarmed. And I just applied this all over my lid, and now I'm just blending it out, and I wanted this to be the base for the shade that I'm going to put on top in just a little bit. So this is basically kind of like a really intense black smoky eye. Now I'm just tossing some browns in the crease. I wanted to keep this a little bit more on the neutrally side, so I didn't want to go too gray and I didn't want to go too warm. So I just kind of stuck it right in the middle. So I grabbed a light brown shade, and now I'm grabbing a gray shade from Anastasia Subculture. I will list everything that I use down below in the description box, just in case you lose me or if I don't mention anything. And now I'm just blending this into my crease. So I'm just pretty much blending a lot of shades up until like a black shade in the crease. I don't really go in with a black shade in my crease. I'm just kind of just deepening it up, and I'm angling it out towards my temple. And then for the star of the show, which is the lid shade, this is Onyx from the Colourpop So Jaded palette. Absolutely beautiful, so I'm packing that on my lid, and I just think it looks so pretty. I really love the shimmery shadow. This look was intended to be a full-on glam mummy, but later on you guys can see I get really intense with the shadowing, so yeah. Moving on to complexion, I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer and my Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue Foundation. I'm going in with the shade 111. I'm just blending that all over my face with my e.l.f. sponge. I've been really liking this sponge recently too, and if you want like a cheap sponge, especially to do any kind of Halloween makeup, I think this sponge would really, really help you out. I'm grabbing that same Too Faced Born This Way concealer and throwing this underneath my eyes. This is in my normal shade, but you'll see in a few minutes, once I'm done blending this out, I'm actually going in with the lightest shade in this range, which is Swan, and I'm just throwing that right in the center of my face, just to really bring a little bit more attention and to be a little bit more pale. So like I mentioned, I'm just grabbing the lighter shade and throwing this right underneath the eyes and a little bit in the center of the face to even everything out. I didn't want to go in with such an intense white under eye. I wanted to go in gradually because I did want to make this a little bit more wearable instead of just like a really like ghostly kind of looking mummy, you know? I didn't want to be like super decrepit, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm just grabbing my Anastasia Loose powder in the shade Vanilla, and I'm just setting underneath my eyes and everywhere I put concealer, and I'm just going to lightly let that bake very, 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 very little. I'm not going to let it sit there, and I'm just going to just dust everything off. So for the eyes, I'm just going to pretty much grab that same Laura Mercier Caviar Stick and throw this in my waterline. I thought it would be easier to use a brush, but clearly not. So I just went in with the whole thing, and it's actually really nice. It's very creamy, it's very pigmented, and it did stay on my waterline. So if you guys want to check this out, they're really, really nice, and they have such beautiful colors. I'm just grabbing that shade, the Caviar Stick, on an angled brush to really point out and really make my inner corner look a little bit more cat eye, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to really smudge this all up in my lower lashes. I don't want to see any skin. I don't want to see anything but black. So I'm just really pressing all that black into my skin. And then I'm just going to make sure into my skin, into my lower lash line, mish. And then I'm just going to make sure that the inner corner is blended up on the lid. And now I'm just going in with a brush that had some excess brown shades on it and throwing that in the very itty bitty corner, like beginning to start my nose contour, kind of right underneath my brow bone. And this is just going to kind of help me decide where I want to put my jewels and where I want to decide my shading and all that fun stuff. So starting off with the shading, I'm pretty much going very, very lightly. So I'm not even adding any product. I'm grabbing a really light brown shade and just dragging it kind of like where your dark circles would be, just for a rough draft of where they would be. I'm using Anastasia Soft Glam palette. Soft Glam, you know, and I'm making a mummy. And I'm just throwing this right where my dark circles would be to really emphasize that and really get like the hollowness and the shading in. And then once I'm done with that, then I'm going to go in with my lower lash line. I have a really heavy hand when it comes to my lower lash line, so that's why I did this first, because I really like to drag my lower lash line down, and I wanted to have that marking there where the hollow would be, just so I know not to like really go crazy with it. So once I smoked out my lower lash line, I'm going back in with a brown shade. I'm going back in with pretty much browns and gray shades, so whatever shades you have that are like that, go for it. And I'm just pretty much hollowing out my under eye area, pretty much giving myself bags and dark circles, which I just put an exorbitant amount of concealer on there to hide them. Now I'm just pretty much shading my face. I'm like shading where my eyebrows would be, anywhere kind of like where there would be like a wrinkle, and I'm shading in my temples. I want to make my face look a little bit dirty in a way. Like my skin is not going to look super smooth because I'm a mummy. Like there's obviously going to be like some dirty looking stuff on my face. Dirty looking stuff, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So I just threw some brown shadow into my temples, and now I'm going to quickly contour, and I'm really going to heavily contour, and I use the Anastasia contour kit and use that gray shade. I think it's Fawn. I will leave all the names down below, don't quote me. And now I'm just pretty much adding that everywhere. This is the most chatty Halloween tutorial I think I've ever watched or recorded. I'm grabbing a smaller brush, a little bit smaller, and really carving out my jawline. I just feel like when you're like dead and you're a mummy, your skin has lacked elasticity and you kind of see a little bit more bone. You don't really have much like, you know, skin on your face, not a lot of fat. So I'm really emphasizing everything. So I'm emphasizing any kind of dip I have in my face, meaning my cheekbones, my eye sockets, even my cupid's bow I'm going on top of, underneath my lip. And I'm pretty much exaggerating everything. And I had to give myself a really good nose contour. And I even added a lot of dark shading into my nostrils as well. And now I'm just pretty much taking whatever excess shadow I have on my face and just throwing it, because I didn't want my face to be like a smooth color. You know what I'm saying? I'm jumping back to the eyes and I'm adding some jewels on it. You can definitely make this more of a glam mummy and just strictly do like the eye look with the jewels and everything and then like call it a day, but I wanted to still glam this mummy up. So I'm just taking some Michael's craft. No, these aren't from Michael's, girl. I bought these off of Amazon. They're really, really cool. I will link them down below if they're still available. I mentioned them on my IG story. I love them. They're like a really pretty black reflective color. Like they're really, really nice. It's like reflects rainbow. It's really, really pretty. And honestly, for the lips, I feel like you can do anything. I feel like you can do a dark brown, a cool tone brown, a gray. You can do whatever you want. You can even do a black if you want. I went in with my KKW Lip Liner in the shade 1.5. And now I'm going in with, I think this is Cool Brown lipstick from Anastasia. And I'm just throwing this all over my lips. And then after I applied my lipstick, I'm going back in with that same brush that I used to do all my shading, and I'm really going over the edges of my lips. I didn't want my lips to be so perfect. I wanted them to look like they still had some color and be a little bit pouty, but I wanted the edges to be a little bit smoked out and have some, you know, like, I keep wanting to say dirt, but just have some shading there. I set my face, and this mummy still needs a little bit highlighter, whether she's glam or whether she's a true mummy. So I'm throwing on Benefit Cookie Highlighter pretty much everywhere, you know, like, you know, girls gotta do what girls gotta do. And now I'm just pretty much throwing on some gauze. I I just bought some gauze off of Amazon. I still have a whole pack. I think that was pretty inexpensive too, so if you guys are wondering, you can get some gauze on Amazon. For my hair, I just decided to go with a little bit of a slick back look, like kind of a little bit crazy. I like that, you know, it looks slick and looks done, but the back is like crazy. So I thought this was a nice look, and my hair was dirty, so I needed to do something to it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So once I did that, this look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this very first tutorial for Halloween 2019. If you guys don't know me, I don't like Halloween, so please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already. I will leave everything down below in the description box, so make sure to check that out as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the comments down below, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!